Greetings, beloved beings, fellow travelers on this planet, and guests from other realms. My name is Izobel Freeman, and I'm going to be doing a general reading for the collective for the week of September 17th through the 23rd, 2017. I hope you've all had an uplifting and transformative week. I had a chance to do some private readings, which were really special, and some of you wonderful viewers sent me kitty donations via my website at shinyallthetime.com. Thank you for all your support. And to those of you who did order readings, thank you for trusting me to read for you. I hope the information you received has helped you on your journey. Before I get started with this week's general reading, as I've said in previous readings, I'm doing my best to give you all a basic astrological forecast in addition to reading cards, because we often get messages regarding the week's energetic climate, and the cards themselves also have so many astrological correspondences. I want you all to have context for these, so here we go. Tomorrow, Monday the 18th, Venus and Uranus form a harmonious trine relationship which, for those of you new to astrology, means the planet of love, wealth, and good fortune is playing nice with the planet of self-expression and revolutionary idealism. Whatever you're doing tomorrow, do it in your own special way. It's fun to change things up once in a while, and if something feels inspiring, follow your bliss and see where your own unique path might lead. Expect the unexpected when it comes to love and luck, because both might change for you if you have an open mind and a joyful heart. Make the most of this playful energy while it lasts, because on Tuesday the 19th, Venus leaves the party-loving sign of Leo and enters the more down-to-earth realm of Virgo. You might feel the urge to take your most romantic and exciting dreams and really get to work on them. But don't push things too hard on Tuesday, because on that day there are a couple of pretty heavy oppositions going on that may force you to stop, take a much-needed rest, and re-examine some potential concerns before jumping into anything new. On Tuesday, the Sun and Moon, coming together for this month's new moon in Virgo, form an opposition against Chiron in Pisces. I haven't talked all that much about Chiron in previous readings. I think I mentioned him once or twice early on. But this lesser-known minor planet is particularly relevant to this week's reading. Chiron orbits the Sun between Saturn and Uranus, so those of you who have been following my readings so far can probably anticipate that he has something to do with our ability to transcend Saturn's rules, obligations, burdens, and expectations in favor of Uranus's lofty idealism and unrestricted freedom. Chiron in astrology tends to symbolize our deepest wounds and insecurities, whether they be conscious, subconscious, current, or karmic. This opposition happening right at new moon means we may be faced with a deep and heavy choice. Do we move forward and transform our limitations and pain into power, or do we give in to despair? Those of you who've been watching me for a while know which one I'm choosing. Tuesday is going to be a good day for anyone who is facing physical, mental, or emotional health issues to cocoon and take extra good care of themselves. The new moon in Virgo happens either late Tuesday night or early Wednesday morning, depending on what time zone you're in. It's a great opportunity to recommit to loving yourself through whatever challenges you're facing right now. You do have the power to make it to the other side as a stronger, more vibrant divine soul. So take some time on Tuesday to recharge your batteries and do whatever is going to make you feel more whole and at peace. This may involve going within to sort out some spiritual and mental confusion or indecision, because Tuesday is also the day when an opposition forms between Mercury and Neptune, meaning that the planet of the mind and the planet of spirit will be having a not-so-pleasant tug-of-war. This further points to the fact that your conscious mind is not going to be the key to helping you transcend whatever your current challenges are. The only processor you can truly trust this Tuesday is going to be your infinitely loving heart, which is directly connected to your higher mind or eternal divine nature. Don't try to use your ego mind to muscle your way through this, folks. Whatever deep transformations you're experiencing are bigger than your brain can handle on its own, especially with psychic and illusory Neptune casting its misty shadow over your mental faculties. Stay heart-centered, trust your internal guidance, and try to avoid taking any drastic actions on Tuesday. Those of you who are spiritually inclined and psychically sensitive may have deep insights that day, because it's a much better time to go within and listen for the quiet voice of God, Goddess, Source. It's also a fabulous day to get out in nature, touch the planet, and remind yourself that Mother Earth loves you and wants to support you. Those of you artists and writers out there may also really benefit from the quirky thoughts that Mercury opposite Neptune brings through, because creativity thrives on thinking outside the proverbial box. Be good to yourselves this new moon, everyone. Take both Tuesday and Wednesday if you can to spend some time strengthening and nurturing your most important relationship, the one you have with yourself. Thursday will also be relatively astrologically quiet this week, so enjoy this time of healing in any way you can. The last days of the Sun in Virgo are reminders that we could all use a little, or a lot, of self-care. On Friday the 22nd, the Sun bids farewell to Virgo and moves into Libra. Yes, friends, it's the autumn equinox. A perfect metaphor for Libra because the light hours and the dark hours of the day are evenly balanced. On this day, mind-ruling Mercury forms a harmonious trine relationship with Pluto, the planet of deep subconscious wisdom and transformation. After all the Chiron new moon vulnerability and that Neptune-Mercury brain fog, it's going to feel great to get a jolt of clarity as these two small but powerful planets team up to increase our powers of thought and perhaps give us some of the understanding we've been so desperately seeking in these last few months. Friday is a fabulous day to get down to business, clear out all the clutter, whether it be physical, mental, or emotional, and take full advantage of Libra's balancing influence on our lives. Balance really is the key here, so take this opportunity to re-examine any beliefs, habits, relationships, systems, circumstances, and possessions in your life. Use the clear vision brought on by Mercury and Pluto to determine if these things are truly serving you, or if you might need to transform them or let them go. This equinox is a pivotal point for all of us energetically, so again, stay heart-centered and be extra honest with yourself on Friday so you can cut out the dreck, balance your life, and move into the end of this year with confidence and renewed inspiration. Okay, there's a lot of delicate stuff going on this week, and I'm sure you're all waiting to hear what guidance the universe has for us. So let's get to the cards, shall we? As I do in all my readings, I'm going to begin by lighting my little candle for my beautiful spirit kitty Pinky, who was in physical with me until 2015 and was and still is my greatest spiritual teacher. Okay. Kind of a sensitive week. I'm already feeling some real vulnerable energy. I'm really hoping the guides can help us out with it. And as those of you who have been watching my readings up until now know, I like to begin by just seeing what's on the bottom of this lovely Angel Tarot deck for our overall energy for the week. All right, those of you who have been watching the last, 3 weeks of readings will be having a laugh with me right now because this Chariot card has been with us persistently. Metatron still having his fun with us, still letting us know that he's hanging around and that he is guiding us through our transformation. This 7, I always like to look at 7s, especially especially in major arcana, as being sort of our lucky 7, this sort of secret star that those of you who have heard me talk about the sort of secret star before. Stars, when you draw them, it's relatively easy to draw a 5-pointed star. It's pretty easy to draw a 6-pointed star, but drawing a 7-pointed star, if you've ever tried it, you should take a try at it because it's really super hard. Drawing an 8-pointed star, relatively easy, but 7, there's something weird about drawing a 7-pointed star that makes it really just difficult geometrically to do. So this is just pointing to this kind of illusory, elusive, under the surface, wild card nature of the 7 in numerology. And this card, being the Chariot, is all about that forward motion, all about being master of your own life, all about balancing. And we were talking about balance with the Sun moving into Libra and the autumn equinox coming up on Friday, balancing seemingly opposing forces or forces that really just need to work in tandem together in order for things to work in your life. And once you are able to balance those things, whatever you're at odds about with yourself or with others in your life, once those are balanced, you can move forward with rapid power and great satisfaction. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. Also, you can see the moon here. This card has been with us since the last full moon, I believe. I'm going to just revel in the fact that he keeps coming back, and he is loving our journey. This is so much mastery, and I'm really hoping that this is going to be somewhat comforting for those of you who are going through some tough stuff this week, facing any of those problems that we were talking about on upcoming for new moon, and with all those oppositions and needing to go within and address whatever issues are in conflict right now in life. But this should be a great comfort to you that Metatron's still hanging around, still rooting for us, still saying, yay, go human race, go planet Earth. So I'm also going to begin shuffling in this very intuitive and loose style in preparation for what I call my quick cross spread. In recent weeks, it hasn't been so quick. It's taken more like a long time, over an hour. Oh. And I like to watch for cards like this one that just kind of pop up. And the first position I'm laying down for you all is the recent past into present position for the collective. As I shuffle for the rest of these positions, I am not only asking all of my benevolent guides, angels, any dear, beloved, departed friends, any benevolent entities who are interested in our process as a human family, who are on the side of good and light, to come in and help with this reading. Second position in the quick cross that I'm laying down now is we went from recent past into present, we're going present into near future. I had a really pleasant week with all of that Venus energy. Really wonderful. Just having her hang around. And now she's going into Virgo, which means she's still going to be romantic, but also much more focused and no nonsense, especially for those of you who are working stuff out in your relationships. Let's see. Oh, here we are. Present into near future. Next position is part of a vertical. So I'm going to do mind or higher mind, heart, and body subconscious wisdom of the collective. Last week was the week where I threw down the gauntlet and I invited Archangel Metatron to show up, and he did right at higher mind position. And then threw in the Chariot card again for good measure. Very, very fun. This week the energy feels a little more reserved. I'm hoping we're going to get some good guidance, because there's some tough stuff going on astrologically this week, and just really hoping we're going to get some words of wisdom, some extra special help from the guides. That was the mind, higher mind position, and this is going to be for the heart. And going into body subconscious. Energy feels quieter this week too. Last week it was sort of bombastic and party-y, and this week definitely feels much more like we're internal, like we had fun last week and now we're going inside to work some stuff out. And that's a good thing. That can be a good thing. You can't be looking externally all the time. Sometimes you do have to have that quiet moment for you. Okay, now that the vertical's laid down, I am going to put down a card for what can help us on our journey. in this position here, whether that be spiritual, mental, emotional, or physical aid. Last position is what some people like to call the outcome. Those of you who have been watching so far know that I don't really like to call it the outcome. I don't really like to say that anyone can predict the future, because we are all making our future from moment to moment, because we are creators of our own reality. Ooh. And it looks like, I like to call it the highest probable direction that we're going to be moving in, and it looks like they're giving us 2 for probable direction. And we'll see if that means that there's a choice. We'll see if that means that they wanted to give us extra information about one thing. But regardless, it'll be good. Let's see here. Okay, recent past into present. Awakening. Archangel Gabriel. Look at things from a different perspective. A temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. Absolutely. We have all been going through this great awakening. And this card showed up a few weeks back during eclipse season, when it was very, very important for those of us who were going into that eclipse, the total solar eclipse. Well, both the lunar eclipse and the total solar eclipse really needed to take a look at our belief systems and how we look at the world in general. And this card is the Hanged Man in traditional tarot. And it can stand for a need in your life to sort of turn your beliefs upside down, to really look at things from a different point of view. You can see this angel is hanging here in the upper atmosphere upside down. And when he or she, I can't tell, does that, the angel gets a new perspective on this entire beautiful world that is below them. It gives you sort of literally the bird's eye view, or the big picture, as we like to say. 12 numerologically reduces to a 3. You add the 1 and 2 together. It is the number of divine creation. Sort of like you have 2 balanced forces. Balance is just this theme coming up. 2 balanced forces, like a divine masculine and divine feminine, come together, and there's a spark of creation between them, and they create a third thing. Either it's a brand new world, a brand new paradigm, some creative project that comes through, or a literal child offspring between the 2. And this is speaking to this energy that it's incredibly creative, that even though you see things as maybe not moving as fast as you want them to, the thing that you're creating is yourself right now. This is definitely feeling like the energy of the week, that we're all going within to work on ourselves, to work on that primary relationship that is the most important of all. And we all have these opposing forces within us that we need to balance, like the Chariot card was talking about in the beginning. If there are competing ideas that you're weighing, or competing avenues of life that you could be walking down and you haven't been able to come to a decision, sometimes just getting out of your comfort zone and trying on a new way of looking at something can really help you come to that conclusion. And this thing that it's important to be yourself, following what you know to be your divine guidance and the dictates of your own higher mind, regardless of what anyone else thinks around you. Yeah, that's definitely what I'm getting off of this. This is a good place to start, and I think it's a good place for many of you to be right now, even though this temporary standstill can be sort of frustrating. But let's see what they have for the sort of near future-ish. Queen of Earth. Thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Make time for those around you, take a sensible approach, and deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. This is an Earth card. She's our first court card on the table. This could be a person who is entering your life, who is coming to teach you grace under fire, and being able to... When this card says make time for those around you, and yet it's following on the heels of this important to be yourself, this is speaking again to that balance theme. This idea of yes, you need to be you, and you need to consider the needs of others. And how does one do that in a graceful and balanced way? How does one set one's boundaries and figure out how one is going to operate now in the world in a way where the energy that you put out is balanced by the energy that comes in? You can see this Queen of Earth has no problem having her own abundance. She has all of her own needs met. And it's almost as if this cauldron of plenty is overflowing, and she is able to spread her magic and her abundance out into the wider world without feeling any scarcity. You can see that there's no scarcity in this card. And it really feels way different than the energy of, say, that Five of Earth that's been following us around in the last couple of weeks, where people were really worried about survival issues and will I have enough, and will my life support me? And again, this could be a new person coming into your life who exhibits these qualities, or the qualities of earth signs, like, for instance, Virgo or Taurus. And yeah, this feels like a very rooted person, or a Capricorn. But yeah, either a new person or these types of qualities are being born within you. This could also be touching the planet, like I was talking about in the astrology section. This need to get out in nature, especially on Tuesday and Wednesday, and be able to touch the planet, touch Mother Earth, and feel her abundance, feel her love for all of us and her support, especially those of you who are going through, say, body and health challenges. This is taking care of yourself to the point where you overflow with grace and you can be that lovely and warm and caring person. Yeah, this is beautiful. I'm very excited for this energy because this feels so comforting after the stresses that some of you have been through recently. Let's see where mind or higher mind is. Unity. Archangel Sandalphon. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations seek out mentors and like-minded friends. Wow, this is the Hierophant card from traditional tarot. It's a 5, and remember that again, that 5 of Earth, that sort of trepidatious 5 that we were having, where it's this 5 number I usually like to describe as sort of the halfway there number, where you're on the fence, you're not at a 1 in your process, and you're not at, say, the completion of a 9 or the reinvention of a 10. 5 is that number of being stuck in the middle. This 5 never feels that way to me. This 5 feels very much more like that human number interpretation. There's another interpretation of the number 5 in numerology where it's the number of humanity, the number of being connected to humanity as a collective, and being compassionate and plugged in on an emotional and spiritual level to the human process and our development here on the planet Earth, because we all have 5 fingers, 5 digits on our 5 appendages. We have got 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head, making a 5. And so that 5 is that very human of numbers. And the Hierophant card can sometimes stand for sort of like an establishment or a clergy that kind of wields power over the collective. But this one in this Angel Tarot deck always feels very masterful and loving, and much more like a wise old wizard who has been through some stuff, has had a chance to walk through a bunch of paths in his life, and has explored. You can see, I don't know how well you can see this, but there are these orbs here that have the symbols for different religions. I think there's the Om here, there's the Star of David, there's a cross, there's, I can't see what, oh, this one might be the crescent and star, and this is the yin yang here. So, and then there's an Ankh, I think, way in the background. So he has all of the points of view and has been able to meld them into a unified whole. And this is the card of wisdom, of having been there, of having been able to see everyone's viewpoint, and is now masterful because of that. Masterful and compassionate. And yet, there's this traditional viewpoints and methods here, this spiritual organization. This is this card of the establishment. This can be a card where a lot of you are thinking about making deep commitments because it's in the mind. Some of you are thinking of making deep commitments or possibly seeking out new spiritual organizations now that you've had, or if some of you have had a chance to go through this awakening and changed your point of view, and you're feeling stable, you're feeling more stable as you are settling into this point of view. And maybe you've attracted maybe one or two trustworthy people to talk to about your new point of view. You could be seeking to either build a new organization or join a new organization that feels more like home to you. Remember, in previous readings, we've been talking about possibly reinventing yourself so much so the people that you used to hang around with don't necessarily understand you anymore. Some of you may have come through that fire and are now seeking new brotherhood or new families, new senses of community. This is that need to seek out, again, like-minded friends and mentors. Definitely feels like a mentor card. So let's see if the rest of the spread will inform this, because this could also be that going within. Some of you had those deep Pluto aspects that we were talking about in the previous readings, and the Pluto aspect that's coming up here, it's going to deepen your understanding of your spirituality and your life path. And trine Mercury, definitely good for in the mind. Good stuff, really great. Let's see what the heart has to say. 5 of Fire, competing goals, bothersome details, and conflict with others. Remember how I was talking about those people who may not understand? Your mind is seeking out new community, but your heart, some of you are still trepidatious and or grieving over the community that you may be leaving behind. Isn't this interesting? We've got this very stable, authoritative feeling 5, and then we have this kind of worried 5 that's worried about how it's all going to shake out energetically. Fire cards are all about the energy of a situation. They're all about passion and sort of alchemical transformation and what will things look like on the other side, and what will reality look like once I've gone through this fire and transformed myself. And yeah, you can see, I've said this before in previous readings, but you can see that these staffs seem to be in conflict with each other, and this is signifying this conflict with others. But there's sort of a crazy-making energy going on where people may not, again, understand what you're doing and your new life purpose, or maybe some of them don't understand possibly this new organization, or the organization you want to build, or the organization you want to join. Or the whatever recent life decisions that you're grappling with. But this seems to be an impasse. This seems to be maybe a fight that you don't know how to win. But you can see that this staff in front is actually unencumbered. If the staff in front just moved forward on its path, these ones behind that are causing all the trouble would just fall down behind. And this is the secret of this wonderful card, is that even though this seems complex, whatever you're worried about in the heart here, some of you, though this seems like there may not be a way to please everybody, and there might not be, the way that you get out of this situation is simply to move forward on your path. And as you move forward, the crazy makers fall behind you. And it's amazing to watch that if you're dedicated to this awakening, and you are dedicated to becoming a more powerful, more resolved person and building something new out of the ashes of what was, these people, the crazy makers, just sort of vibrate away. They do. It's amazing how many times that I have maybe come to a new realization in life and changed myself in some way, and the people who weren't quite vibing with that, they find someone else to talk to, or they find somewhere else to be. end up disappearing in one way or another. I'll end up clarifying this card just because this is the first sort of crazy making energy we've had on the board. And it's a worry in the heart, and it's not a giant one. It's more like it's irritating. It feels more like an irritation. And let's see what's in the body subconscious level, and maybe we can get a clue here. Okay. So there's more crazy making energy in the body subconscious level. The 8 of air, an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, afraid to take action. This air card, again, first air card on the board. Air cards are all about the mind, which is very interesting to have this in the root level. It could be that, it's a false fear. That's what it really, really feels like. That it's an anxiety that's at the root level that is percolating up to the brain, and the brain is just running away like a monkey, inventing all these scenarios of why you can't do what you want to do. And it's like you can't see the forest for the trees, because again, this unicorn out front, just like here, is free and clear. And as it moves forward, these crazy making energies will just have to peel off. If the forward motion is just steady and consistent, and eventually these people or these bothersome thoughts will have to fall away as the path is revealed in front of you. This is really neat to see that these two are connected, and that down here in the root level there is some sort of anxiety. Maybe some of you don't know, this awakening thing. You're trying to look at things in a different way, but you don't really have it in your body yet. You're not feeling quite in your skin yet. The cool thing about this 8 is that 8 is the number of our eternal nature. It is an incredibly fortunate number, which is hilarious on a card that doesn't seem to be so fortunate. 8, when you turn it on its side, gives you that lovely infinity symbol. And this is just pointing to the fact that you do have the answer, and it being in the root level is almost like this cosmic joke telling us we do have the answer at our very root level. You can see unicorn running away, and there's all this drama, but at the same time, how beautiful is this setting? How beautiful is the abundance of the earth, the water, the greenness. Yes, this was an ominous looking place, possibly. But the direction that you're moving is away from that, and you're moving into greener pastures, literally. And there's beauty here that this individual cannot see because they're thinking about what's behind them. This is really neat to see the symbolism come out in the artwork of these cards. You see something new in them all the time. And the fact that you cannot afford to look at where you've come from. You have to look at where you are and all of the things that are beautiful about where you are. And this being, again, at the root level, talks about that thing in the astrology section at the beginning about touching the planet. There's something incredibly powerful about taking however long you can, whether it's an afternoon or whether it's just a few minutes, if you can get outside, touch the earth, touch something green, sit under a tree, lean your back against that tree, and just breathe and be supported by your Mother Earth. And to realize all of these things are so verdant and abundant around you, and that the planet is providing support on a very root level for you. And that this illusion of being trapped simply comes from your lack of self-confidence, your lack of belief that you can take this awakening and turn it into something real. Even though you have all these lofty ideals and these things you really want to make real and build, some of you in the heart and at the sort of scarcity subconscious level are still not so sure about things. And that could be what you're all going inside to transform on new moon. This new moon, very much about this root level, very much about real earthly things that many of you are struggling with. And this could be if you're feeling trapped at the body level and you've got this illusion of being trapped, many of you may be struggling with actual real body issues. Maybe some of you are going through health challenges. This Virgo new moon is it feels very connected to transformation and rebalancing of our physical instrument. Lots of us have been going through very real earthly challenges with all those 5 of Earths that we were struggling with in previous weeks. And now things have changed. Things seem to be shifting on this board. I'm going to clarify both of these, but I want to see what can help us on our journey. The Page of Fire. Outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. News of exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. Well, this is wonderful. Again, another court card. And both of our court cards are very, very positive, very exciting, very uplifting feeling. Again, fire is all about alchemical transformation. You can see here, there's a phoenix within this globe here. She's almost casting this beautiful spell that causes regeneration. And this definitely does feel like this new moon energy, this time where we all get to go inside and decide, just recommit to the fact that we're doing this. We're not going back into crazy. We're not staying here. We're regenerating. This is the fire of our own passion bringing us out of whatever this is, whatever illusion of being trapped, whatever lack of self-confidence can be solved by igniting our own passions. And this is really very, very exciting. This could also, because it's a court card, could also be a new person coming into your life, somebody who has the aspects of, a very creative, high energy fire sign. Possibly an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This Page of Fire always has this very youthful feeling. Could be somebody who feels very youthful. Or it could be, again, this Phoenix energy reigniting in your own heart. Once you've had enough of being in this place and being stuck in the illusion of not having any choice in the matter, reigniting like this, it can be really an empowering experience. And I'm hoping that some of you are ready to say yes to this. And if you do, let's see, what have they got for us? They've got 2 cards. We got greedy. I'm going to pick up the one that got laid down first. 7 of Fire. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground. Choose your battles wisely. This is that, again, another 7, just like in the beginning. Feeling somewhat the same way, except this is much more of a warrior, stand your ground, heroic card. You can see that she's got her weapon here, and she's got this dragon-like creature that she's riding, and it's almost like she's combating now this crazy-making energy coming at her from this lower corner of the card. And this may be, again, against those crazy-making people who don't understand what you're doing, or the crazy-making aspects of you. Again, I should have said that too. Crazy-making aspects of your own brain that are coming up to heckle you and tell you you don't know what you're doing and you should really go back to the old way that wasn't quite ideal, instead of trying to do this revolutionary new thing and build a whole new, either build a whole new community or find a whole new community. But it looks like many of you, having had this or going through this awakening and refining yourself and transforming yourself, are going to need to defend your beliefs and decisions to others who may not get you. Stand your ground, choose your battles wisely. Again, this is the secret 7, your lucky 7, the one that tells you you got this. And so heroic and wonderful. Look at all this fire on the tail end of this reading. So amazing. Let's see what the other card they gave us is. Oh, wow. 10 of Fire. Okay, so it looks like this is a probability split. This is a decision that we need to make based on this previous energy, because there's a lot of crazy here, right here. But there's a lot of good too. And so it looks like we could choose. And this definitely feels like that thing that I did say in the astrology section about, are we going to take our fears and our feelings of being trapped and turn them into alchemical fire and become more empowered? Or are we going to go back to being disempowered and fall back into despair and sort of collapse on ourselves and go back to the crazy? This just doesn't feel like a viable solution. This feels like you can see this cockatrice or basilisk creature is almost biting its own tail. So this is the energy where you're eating yourself. 10 of fire, too much work. You need to accept help from others. Life is out of balance. Oh my goodness, this balance thing just keeps popping up. It's that very, on that autumn equinox, when we go into Libra, it's going to be all about rebalancing, balancing your life. Many of you have stress-related health concerns. My goodness. Yeah. Again, this just really feels like stress in the body, stress in the heart equals stress-related and overwhelming health concerns. Yeah. Definitely that Virgo new moon needing to transform. All of us maybe have been going through so much of a transformational journey, and there's so much going on in the world. There's a lot of crazy in the world too. And maybe we've been all paying attention to that. We've been running ourselves ragged. There's a lot of emergencies in the world, a lot of fires we have to put out. Sometimes literally, oh my goodness. Natural disasters, humanitarian stuff that's going on, and politics and whatever, and war rumblings and things lots of moles we have to whack with our brain and our words and our actions in life. And it really does feel like this. And this is that card of overwhelm, where you're trying to juggle everything on your own. You're trying to keep it all together. You can see this basilisk-like creature is hoarding all of these wands, whereas this hero has selected one and has been focused. And it's interesting, these creatures look like they're almost the same creature. And yet, here she is having tamed and made an ally of this creature, versus the creature sort of owning itself and eating itself to death. These cockatrice basilisk type creatures in mythology have the power to paralyze you, to turn you to stone with their eyes if you look at them. And this is really talking to that overwhelm, that feeling of overwhelm. What's cool about this 10 is that 10 is the number of the end of a cycle, and not just the end that's brought about by a 9, the end and reinvention. You can see also the possibility of this creature becoming an Ouroboros. If it really does stop chomping on itself and it grabs its own tail and it becomes that Ouroboros creature, it then becomes this infinite thing. So it could go either way. 10 numerologically reduces to a 1, which is the number of brand new beginning. So you have the opportunity to transform this overwhelm and these stress-related health problems into a brand new beginning. It's almost like this could be not just something being hoarded, but a treasure to be given. Ooh, that I don't know if that makes sense to some of you, but there's a treasure that could come out of this stress-related thing that you're going through. And you've got this moon image in the background too, talking to the fact that possibly if you decide between these two probabilities on this new moon, some of you may start to see amazing results by the next full moon. Yeah. Plant your seeds now. Make your decision now. Which of these two paths do you really want to go down? Do you want to become the hero that takes this alchemical process, goes through it, is transformed, and comes out victorious and able to stand their own ground even in the face of the world not getting them? Or do you want to stay in this kind of crazy making, eat yourself, being out of balance energy. And it's interesting that they did give us these two cards because it really does feel like a big choice. And it really is up to us. And New Moon with its oppositions definitely giving us that choice. Everything just kind of feels pulled in two different directions. You could choose which side of the teeter-totter you can end up, which side of the fence are you going to end up on. Again, wow. We have a choice, folks. This is great. I mean, one of the choices, not so great, but it's great that we have the choice and that we know it and that we could see it coming. How neat is that? I'm going to clarify some of these cards that feel a little iffy. 5 of Fire, 8 of Air, and probably this 10 of Fire. Because everything that feels cruddy is just on the way to the next awesome manifestation. So let us see if they'll give us any more information about the 5 of Fire, please. Lots of rubber hitting the road this week, everyone. No more just wishing and thinking about things. It's now up to us to make a decision and say, who am I really? Am I her? Or am I eating myself? Not such a pleasant choice, but at least it's clear. It's a good thing. Really feels, again, like that sort of hero up energy. This one, 8 of Air. Thanks, guides, for making it super clear. And for 10 of Fire, please. That one wants to just float off the bottom. I'm going to take it. Okay. 4 is a 5 of Fire. Ace of Air. Brilliant new ideas and inspiration, seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging beginning. Again, there's that feeling of a hidden treasure within all of this stuff. There's a hidden good that is coming out of all of it. And this does feel like that alchemical crucible that we're all going through. This week is definitely transformational. And I'm hoping that all of you see this and take hope. Another air card, meaning that it is transforming those trepidatious illusions that we had from this mind card and giving us this new inspiration, again, coming through the heart. Just like I said in the beginning, the only processor you're really going to be able to trust is not your conscious brain, not your ego mind, but going through the heart processor and accessing higher mind, which may send you this beautiful new inspiration. Yeah, and you may see that truth of a situation, especially at the end of the week when we have that Mercury and Pluto aspect. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to Friday. I'm really looking forward to the autumn equinox. This again, even with the wings, it feels very balanced. You can see this unicorn sort of gingerly picking its way through the woods on this giant trunk of a tree or a branch coming out of a tree here, and using its wings not to fly but to balance itself. How neat is that? Ace, the number 1, brand new beginning. And it says, a challenging beginning. These crucibles are not fun. Going through these things, especially those of you who are transforming your physical health or transforming relationships that are very dear to you and getting rid of these crazy making things, cutting people off and cutting things out of your life that don't serve you, not always an easy process. But as the guides are trying to tell us, worth it. It's a challenging beginning, but anything that is worth working for, you can get through the challenge. And it's very interesting. I've said this before about this card. I always note the fact that this unicorn has these giant wings that it's using to balance itself on this branch, but it's in the forest. It's in sort of locked in by the canopy of trees, so it cannot fly just yet, but it's going to. You can totally tell these wings are strong, they're solid. This is going to fly. whatever inspiration is born within you through the heart, from higher mind through the heart, is going to fly. And perhaps some of you, this brilliant new idea and inspiration could lead to this either foundation of a new way of being that will attract like-minded people to you, or you will find a mentor to teach you how to take this idea and make it fly. How very cool. I really love this. It's really neat to get encouragement after feeling so much anxiety here in the heart and the root level. Let's see for this 8 of air. Okay. This 4 of water, missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom, open your eyes to the possibilities. This is all about your emotions. Water cards, all about your emotions and matters of the heart. So it looks like you've got some monkey mind energy, conscious ego brain energy, making you feel trapped, which is making you depressed. And you've got crazy making either obligations or people or too much stuff going on in your life, overwhelming you, just like this 10 of fire card. It's making you depressed. But while you're spending time depressed, you are missing out on this beautiful treasure. What have I been... It keeps coming up, the treasure. The treasure that is there that you are not seeing. Something good is coming out of this situation. 4 is a foundational number. Even though this looks like not such a good card, what it is the guides trying to give you a heads up. Hey, you are missing out on something beautiful that is coming out of this crucible that you're going through. 4, again, I started to say it was a foundational number. When you have 4 pillars on a building or 4 legs on a table, it feels very stable, like you can rest your weight on it. And this is a foundation here at the root. Much better than being stuck in this illusion of not being confident that you can do these amazing things and you can make this all real and you can come out on the other side being this more heroic you. Yeah, they want you to know that in lacking self-confidence, in not trusting that you have a firm foundation, and this emotional card being very heart-based, that you do have a firm foundation through the heart processor and via the planet, that you are supported. You are supported by higher mind. You are supported by the earth. You are supported by your own heart energy and your own divine guidance. There is a secret stability in this card that you are not seeing because you're in the midst of this crazy right now. Makes me curious. Makes me curious about that. About the treasure. I might come back to that. What about this 10 of fire do they want us to know? Okay, the lovers. 6 is the number of love in numerology. This card connected to Archangel Raphael, angel of healing. Ooh, much more healing energy that we're getting through here. Intimate relationships, carefully weigh your decisions. Good health. Again, they're hammering on this health thing. Stress-related health concerns to good health. The Lover's card sometimes talks about an actual lover relationship that you have in your life that you may need to address and to either nurture or figure out if it's actually nurturing you and perhaps release. Yeah. I want to think about that for a second. What I'm getting off of this card is, again, this decision energy. This could be something that's really good for you that you decide to embrace, and that then heaven will bless with its mandate here. Or it could be something that's not nurturing you that you need to release, and heaven could be giving you a signal that you need to separate. Again, it's really hard not to interpret this card as a literal lover relationship, but if you can see this as being a decision between any 2 paths or any 2 things that you need to think about, and this 6 is your secret your secret signal from source that you need to use your heart, that you need to act out of love. And when you act out of love, you will choose the path that is more empowering to you. Self-love. Definitely in the astrology, the astrological section at the beginning, we were talking about your primary relationship is between you and you. And so when you value yourself, you choose the path that is going to nurture you the most. And you get yourself out of situations that do not work for you. It's, again, pointing to that autumn equinox cleaning house, finding balance. This, again, this feels very just like this unicorn card here. The wings being off to either side, the hands being out to either side. It's almost like they're asking you, balance your life. Figure out whether this is working for you, whatever this situation is. Whether it's a job, whether it's a belief system, whether it's a community, whether it's people that you have around you. Like, I'm going to pull this down so we can see what was there. I don't know why I did. Probably because I like this Ace of Air so much better. So these crazy making energies here. Is this working for you? This is this choice. Is this working for you? Are you in love in your life or are you not? And if you're not, why not? Why have you not chosen the path that makes you feel love? Why have you not, up until this point, chosen to eject these things in your life that are not working and to choose the path that you do love? Choose the path of inspiration, the path that your heart loves. They're asking you that. The guides are saying, look, it's up to you. You can either stay here in this crazy making place and stay in a place that doesn't work for you and it will cause you health-related concerns, or you can choose the path of good health, which is the path of love and balance. I love how they, how they are so clear about what they want us to know about these possible bad or iffy situations that we could be in, that we always have a choice. And they'll contrast good health versus stress-related health concerns. And they'll say, look, you have a choice. You can come out, you can hero up and come out and make things work for you and choose things from a heart-based place, out of which will come brilliant new ideas and inspirations. Or you can miss the point, miss the treasure, and stay in this place that you don't like, that doesn't work for you. It's interesting. I'm going to see if they'll tell us any more about this treasure that maybe we're missing out on, because we're too stuck in our own heads, or we're too focused on what we're leaving behind. Like this unicorn keeps looking behind them. Hey, look in front of you. See the treasure. Let's see if they'll give me one. For the 4 of water. A little bit of tough love in this reading, but it's good. It's letting us know we're definitely, that's that Chariot card again, we're definitely in the driver's seat. It's all up to us. Okay. What's going on? 2 of Earth. Okay, they're basically starting to repeat themselves. There's too much going on at once, the need to make a decision. Make a decision, choose love. Consider a more playful approach. Live from the heart. Figure out what's going to be fun. Yeah, they're telling us the same thing here. 2 can be a number of being of 2 minds. 2 can also be a number of balance. Learn to balance. Learn to do what works for you. To really put yourself first. To really make sure you're taking care of your body and your mind and your spirit and your heart. Balance all these things. This fairy always feels super overwhelmed to me, like she's running away from something. She's got treasure. It's interesting. She's got abundance. She's got good things in her life, but she's not even looking at that. It's almost like she's carrying that above her head, but she's not looking at it. She's looking, running from something. And this consider a more playful approach just will turn that being of two minds and being indecisive and not being able to know what's best for you because you're too busy running from day to day. Turn this into a balance card where possibly you can find this treasure and find your secret foundation. Yeah. A lot of you have been kind of acting just out of knee-jerk reaction because this is all in the root level. Knee-jerk reaction, overwhelm. Yeah. Need to make a decision and choose love, everyone. Consider a more playful approach. What sounds more fun? This Queen of Earth, seriously, looks like she's having so much fun. She's like making money out of this cauldron and just sending it everywhere to all the things that she cares about. And definitely has so much energy and good health. This is a feeling of having it all. So hopefully if this is a person coming into your life, they can teach you about that and how to get out of this. Yeah. I feel like since they're starting to repeat themselves, and this card basically says the same thing as this, and we've been told we have the choice. I think that's as clear as we need to get on this base card. Act out of the heart, you'll get your ace. Act out of love, you'll hero up. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to do a couple of shortcuts. Got a lot of feelings of decision making and health and transition. Let's see, what do I do? I'm going to do... I'm going to do the Ascended Masters. They can sometimes have advice, especially about giving us less anxiety about making this decision from a heart-based place and seeing if they can empower us a little bit more. They're really, really helpful in these things. Here we go. Nurture yourself, Mother Mary. Wow. Again, this very divine feminine, very solid, very caring, this Queen of Earth energy. This really feels very much like the planet just talking to us, saying, hey, I'm here. I am the divine feminine. I am the goddess. And I am telling you to take care of yourself this week. That new moon is going to be a very vulnerable time for some of you, especially those of you who are going through these crazy health-based concerns. It is time to go within. It is time to really take care of yourself. Mother Earth and Mother Mary are saying the same thing. Yeah. Look how much grace and peace and self-love this image is just, it's emanating from this artwork, and it's beautiful. It's so peaceful. And I really hope that some of you will be able to go inside, take those quiet moments, connect to the planet, and get out of this overwhelm. Because what I didn't say about this Two of Earth card is that this overwhelm, like this Ten of Fire, it's saying the same thing as the Ten of Fire, but it's also talking again. It has that Five of Earth feeling of earth-based, real, practical life stuff, and being at the root level, also very body-based concerns that some of you are having. Yeah, there is real life in your face overwhelm and too much stress and trying to fix everything going on. And it's time to go within and take care of you. Okay, second step in my shortcut process, which is what I am doing here. Purification, White Tara. This is probably relating to that, again, taking care of your body. The body's really talking, this reading. The body's really talking to us about the need to pay attention to our earthly concerns. And this is also being brought about by Virgo, this earth energy, again, another queen of earth feeling, trying to talk to us and tell us we need to connect back to the planet. And the way that we do that is through our body wisdom, through rooting ourselves, through grounding ourselves. Purification can be detoxing your body. Purification can be getting rid of crazy making energies in your life. Purification can be deciding that you have relationships in your life that do not nurture you, and clearing those people who are not contributing to your well-being, and you give to them more than you get consistently, and you feel drained when you're around them, and they're not positive, and they're not feeding you in some way. And these relationships really need to fall off, and you need to focus on you, purify your diet, your exercise regime, change something about your physical state to give you this feeling of peace, to make you feel nurtured. Also, purification can sometimes speak to the media that you're consuming and the content with which you surround yourself, the music you listen to, the things that come out of your own mouth. Are you speaking in a way on a daily basis that supports you? And this is talking to that again, autumn equinox, house cleaning, and also that going within at new moon to figure out, is this working for me? What am I doing with my life? And is it working? Third step in my shortcut process, just to cut again. Balance, career and home life, Isis. The balance theme just keeps coming back. It's amazing to me that they are real. The guides just consistently say the same thing, and the theme comes through in the reading. Career and home life. This could be talking to that stress-related, too much work, too much going on at once. Some of you are trying desperately to find balance between what you want to do publicly and with your organizations. Possibly this unity thing could be talking about your workplace as well, how much you devote to that and your brain being there, and maybe your home life or your more intimate sector is suffering. And goddess Isis, another divine feminine coming through. Look at all this divine feminine. Isis, Tara, and Mother Mary. I swear, there are male ascended masters in this deck. I promise you guys. But lots of divine feminine energy coming through to tell us that we need to balance things and take care of yourself. Take care of ourselves. And that's a very planetary, earth-based consciousness. Beautiful. All right. I apologize. I got so swept up in what I was doing that I didn't warn you guys that I was doing what I like to call my shortcut process. Like the quick cross, my shortcut is a process or a 3-card spread that I came up with on my own intuitively for my own uses. And those of you other tarot card readers who are out there who want to use either this quick cross, again, this week, just like last week, kind of messed up. It looks very much more complicated than it initially did. But if you would like to use the original spread, I have made both of these spreads available through Creative Commons license. And all you need to do is visit www.shinyallthetime.com/cc, which stands for Creative Commons, and you can cut and paste the attribution information that's required for you to be able to use these spreads. You just need to attribute them to me and to link back to my website, which is, again, shinyallthetime.com. And you can use these spreads in your own work. How cool is that? Wow. A lot of heavy stuff going on. I'm not quite sure which deck to use. I feel like we need some real nurturing, gentle energy. So I am going to use, now I'm indecisive. Let me think about this for just a second. Nurturing, gentle energy or transformative, health-based deck? Give me a sec, folks. I'm gonna ask the guides. Okay, I asked them and they said that not everyone is going through specifically health-based issues. There's a lot of health-based issues going on, so I'm not going to use the specifically health-based deck. I'm going to use this butterfly deck by Doreen Virtue, which is a very nurturing deck for all sorts of life changes. It will address, I know this has been they've been hammering on the health thing, but also there's a lot of other stuff that's going on. There's relationship transitions, there's considering new community, there's leaving behind possibly crazy makers in your life, there's possibly changing job type things based on what Isis was saying. So a lot of you are going through many transition points in your lives, and I'm going to talk to that with this deck. Again, with my shortcut process, the first thing I do is just turn the deck over and see what's on the bottom. Okay, everyone, guides want you all to know you are stronger than you know. This process of transforming all of this anxiety and these real fears at the root level and in the heart, this crucible that you're going through of alchemical fire transformation, not an easy process. And more than anything, myself and the guides, we want you to know that you are stronger than you know. The universe does not give you something that you are not ready for. It's kind of a weird take on that, when the student is ready, the teacher appears type of energy, but also when the soul is ready, the contrast or the challenge appears. Challenges, especially in this time-space reality that we're in, this earth game that we're all playing, challenges, contrast, stuff that we all have to go through to transform, it's needed for our soul to grow. And that's one of those realities of the game. And it's something we signed on for. Many of us don't remember that we signed on for that, but we did. And we would not be here going through this if we were not ready. So you're stronger than you know. I'm going to cut. Finances. Okay. Yeah. Some of this work-related stress is still about that 5 of Earth energy that is lingering around. They wanted me to know that there is still some of that going on. And it's understandable because of all the stuff that's been going on in general on the planet. Many of us are still dealing with this really root level worry of, I've got this new thing going on, and I'm trying to go in a new direction and reinvent myself, but will it work? Will it support me? And that's a real thing, and they want you to know the guides are aware of that, and that may be why they're sending you, since I just said when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Seek out mentors and like-minded friends. This will really help those of you who are going through this very real, very monetary challenge, and because they want you to know that you're not alone, they're sending you these court cards. This Queen of Earth, very, very abundant. You can see just the gold just spilling out everywhere, overflowing. She knows how to deal with real earthly financial things, and she's caring. She deals with challenges in a kind and understanding manner, like a mentor, and teaches you and can make time for you, makes time for those around you, and teaches you to be so abundant that you can make time for those around you. Guides just wanting you to know that, yes, they know that this is on your mind, and they're sending you help. And that you are stronger than you know, and your decision determines how you come out of this and what you become as a result. Okay, it's the end of an era. something old must go away. It's another reality of this time-space experience that we're having on Earth. Look at things from a different perspective. You may transform into something completely different and not recognizable to what you used to be. And your world may shift in ways that you did not anticipate, because this is, again, alchemical fire. This is that phoenix energy. They want you to know that don't look behind you. Don't look back. Don't mourn the things that are passing away so that you miss out on the treasure that's right in front of you. It's the end of an era, and it's okay. Something good will be coming out of it. Some phoenix will be rising from the ashes. And it's very much that Ace of Air feeling and that heroic new you that is going to be able to stand up for your own beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, and make the decisions in life that you need to. And then heaven will look on you and say, yes, you have made the choice that is the most empowering. You have made the choice that is heart-based, and now the world will transform around you, and you will see a new day. Wow, this new moon, really interesting. It's like it's come full circle, because we had that full moon energy off of the new moon that was the total solar eclipse. And that eclipse gateway, some of you really made some choices, and now it's time to commit. Commit to that new you who is stronger than you know. And they're going to help you with this. They're sending so much aid. Nurturing, really good stuff. I love this butterfly deck. It just feels loving, and it feels almost motherly in a way, of holding your hand through all of those changes that you're going through. And they're very real and not so fun sometimes, the changes. Any of you who would like to acquire any of these beautiful decks for yourself, I do have a resources page at shinyallthetime.com. It is shinyallthetime.com/resources, or you can click the resources link at the top of any page at shinyallthetime.com. If you purchase any of these decks through that resources page, a small percentage of your purchase price does come back to me in the form of affiliate percentage. And you don't pay any more for the deck. The price is the same no matter whether you purchase it there or not. But a small percentage does come back to me and helps support my work in making these videos. And if any of you do go ahead and purchase a deck through my resources page, I thank you in advance. Okay. Really kind of, again, I can feel this very vulnerable energy. Some of you are really going through a lot right now. And especially those of you who are dealing with this like very root-based, body-based health concern type stuff. I want you to know the guides are sending you help. They're sending you mentors. And oh, that might be another thing. This Unity card keeps popping back up because it can help to know that you're not alone. This community, it feels like camaraderie and unity had a kid, and it's community, right? I don't even know if that's the real etymology. I'll look it up later, but that's what it feels like to me. And to know that you're not alone in this. There are lots of people going through what you're going through. Whatever area of your life is transforming right now into this Ace of Air through this alchemical process that is not very fun. There are other people out there who are going through something that you're going through, who are going through the same things that you're going through, and you should seek them out. Accept help from others here from this Ten of Fire, letting you know that you should seek out other people, mentors and like-minded friends, so that you can feel supported in this process as you transform and as you become this new amazing being who is very, very strong and and knows who they are because they've gone through this awakening. You need support during that, and you don't want to do it completely alone. And so, yeah, those of you who are dealing with health issues may be seeking out new modalities, practitioners, healers. Those of you going through spiritual stuff may find community in a new spiritual organization or start your own. They wanted to throw that in there because you're looking at things from a different perspective. But yeah, they do want you to know that you're not alone, that you are supported, and that this anxiety here is an illusion. And as long as you make the choice that's most empowering, you will come out with heaven supporting you. Beautiful. Okay, I want to get our Angel Answers card for the week. These decks have all been pre-shuffled before I read, so I just flip the Angel Answers card and see what's on the bottom. Oh my goodness! Improving health, everyone. Now, for those of you going through physical health challenges, that's very, very encouraging. Yeah, it really does feel like the theme of this Virgo new moon. And also the autumn equinox, where we're going to be brought back into balance. How cool are these balanced, caduceus-like energies in this very balanced, symmetrical card that we've got here? And again, the chalice, the Holy Grail, the hidden treasure within that is going to be revealed. You know, what I love about this card is, again, this feeling of divine feminine energy. Not just because the angel is female, but this chalice symbol is always, it always just feels like, you know, that Holy Grail, that very water-based cauldron symbol that keeps coming out here. Again, like the cauldron of plenty, like as if the improvement gives you so much abundant creative force. That's what it feels like. Creative force in that very divine feminine. I am the source from which all things flow. Feeling. And improving health doesn't have to only mean physical health. It can mean improving mental health, improving emotional health, this end of this anxiety at this root level, or subconscious. Yeah, this could be that revelation of suddenly, oh my goodness, what was unclear to me is now clear, like that Pluto-Mercury team up that we've got at the end of the week, and the balance of Libra, and the going into a new season where things are changing. The end of an era, that card that we got from the butterfly deck could also be talking about this transition into autumn for those of us in the US, and spring for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere. And the changes that brings. Whenever there's a change of the seasons, we get a chance to look at things from a different perspective. And this could mean all of us could have a chance to improve the way that we look at life, our decision-making process, our ideas about us, and whether that has to do with our physicality or whether that has to do with how we define ourselves, and the new idea that can come from that, from just a shift of perspective. This is really beautiful and very uplifting and encouraging to those of you going through any sort of difficulties where you just feel drained or you feel like you can't improve your situation. Because again, relationships can be unhealthy, situations can be unhealthy, physical environments can be unhealthy. That purification card with Tara that we got, really speaking to this need to improve all aspects of our lives. And again, that Pluto-Mercury balancing day is going to give you that really wonderful clarity and allow you to release the things that do not serve you and really make this decision to move forward in good health, just like it says here on the Lover's card. Good health. Good health through balance, the guides say. Beautiful. Okay, let's figure out, this is all very heavy stuff, and it's rewarding, but it's not easy. I mean, I just keep looking at this phoenix image and it's so beautiful, but that phoenix is burnt to ashes before it is reborn, and some of you I can feel are really feeling that right now. When am I gonna get to be this? When am I gonna get reborn? It's coming, but you have to say, that's that thing, is carefully weigh your decisions. You decide whether or not you're going to come out heroed up, or whether or not it eats you. Wow. Oh, wow. That's heavy. Okay. So yeah, but you have help. You have people, possibly people, and you have community. And you have guides, which, again, they're coming in. And Metatron from the beginning, this really masterful chariot card at the beginning, again, coming through for us, letting us know that he's around. Gabriel, Sandalphon, all these major arcana. Raphael, the angel of healing. So those of you who are looking for that improving health in any part of your lives, can call upon these guides. You have help, you're not alone, and they want you to know that. So let's reward ourselves in some lighthearted, silly, wonderful way for going through this crazy alchemical transformation that we're all going through. And wow, I commend all of you for staying in it, for believing that you're going to get there, because you are. You're a brilliant, eternal being, and you have it in you, and you are stronger than you know. Okay, I'm going to pick one of these wonderful reward victory dice. Which one will it be? Okay, I'm going to take a roll. All right, everyone. Dinner out. Take yourself somewhere that makes you feel wonderful, that makes you feel like you're home. This Queen of Earth keeps saying, and just like the nurturing divine feminine energy we got from the Ascended Masters deck, take care of yourself, nurture yourself, take yourself somewhere that feels home, homey, comfy, loving. Ooh, like a meal that you might have had at home that you think warmly about. A place like that. Yeah, I'm just getting so much comforting, beautiful, divine feminine, motherly energy. Not that there aren't male archetypes on this board. And definitely they are coming through. And Metatron's like, don't forget about me. He always says, don't forget about me. But yeah, nurturing is the overall feeling for this spread. Nurture yourself. Make sure you take care of yourself. And, and bonus, get a facial. Wow. Speaking of divine feminine energy, make yourself feel beautiful, and then dinner at a fun, beautiful, comfortable place. Take care of yourselves out there this week. Don't get stuck in Two of Earthland. Make sure that you're doing what it takes to feel good, feel better. Yeah, make decisions out of love. Whew, there's a lot. Thank you all for joining me for this very transformative, but, introspective reading. I hope you're all able to take the energy this week that's possibly very vulnerable making and transform it into something beautiful. Your very own challenging beginning that is totally worth it. I have great faith in all of you that by the end of this week, when, autumn equinox comes around, you are going to be able to balance those energies in your life, that you're going to come to some really great decisions that are love-based, heart-based, and you're going to come out victorious as this new hero self. And in the driver's seat of your own life, just like the Chariot card from the beginning. Thank you again. Please, if you did enjoy this reading, give me a like or hit subscribe. This helps me raise in the search results on YouTube and helps other people find this information and have this experience as well. Those of you who would like your own readings, the private readings I've been doing lately have been really transformative and beautiful and rewarding. And I'm so excited about them. I can't tell you how much. And so happy for the people for whom I've read. I can't wait to see where their life journey takes them. Those of you who would like your own reading, please do visit shinyallthetime.com and go to the services page. You can find the services page at the top of any page at shinyallthetime.com, or it's shinyallthetime.com/services. Yes, and I hope you all have a safe, self-nurturing, transformative week. Stay shiny out there. Take yourself out somewhere nice and be good to yourselves overall. All right. Love you a lot. See you next time.